Manchester City is not just off to the best start in Premier League history, its record as it nears the halfway point of its schedule is also among the best in the history of England's top division. Through 17 games, City already has an 11-point lead at the top of the standings. It has scored 52 goals and has conceded only 11. Its record is imposing, 16 wins, 1 draw, and perhaps most important of all, 0 losses. City faces another tough test on Saturday, at home against 4th place Tottenham Hotspur. But with an improved defence and fearsome attackers like Sergio Aguero, David Silva, and Kevin De Bruyne at the team's disposal, fans, players and the news media are thinking not just about a title, which seems assured even before Christmas, but about something bigger, an undefeated season. The English have a name for a team like this, Invincibles. The term dates to the very first season of the Football League, English soccer's original top league, in 1888–89. Preston North End, a team based in Lancashire, roared through the league season with a record of 18-0-4 to become the original Invincibles. To top off that season, Preston won the FA Cup. John Goodall, 20 league goals, who also played top-level cricket, and the Little Demon, Jimmy Ross, 19, led the way alongside their sharply mustachioed teammates. Preston's innovative 2-3-5 formation, though bizarre to today's eyes, soon became the league standard. Preston would repeat as league champions a year later, but the club has not won the title since. It currently plays in the Championship, the English game's second tier. But if followers of the nascent league believed that an unbeaten season would be a regular thing, they were wrong. There were good teams and great teams over the years, but all of them lost at least once in league play. In fact, English soccer went through the entire 20th century without another invincible team in the top division. Then in 2003–4, the term Invincibles returned to the headlines when Arsenal, with striker Thierry Henry pouring in 30 goals, matched Preston's feat. And it did so playing 38 league games, rather than Preston's 22. On the other hand, Arsenal couldn't match Preston's League Cup double. It was knocked out in the semi-finals of its 2 domestic cups and in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. City has lost this season, in a Champions League match to Shakhtar Donetsk, although it came after the team had clinched advancement to the knockout stages. City is unbeaten so far in the domestic cups. Arsenal's 2003–4 team had 12 draws, making its record far from perfect. Indeed, Chelsea surpassed Arsenal's point total each of the next 2 seasons. But those Chelsea teams sustained losses in the league, so while statistically they stack up better than Arsenal's champions, no one ever calls them invincible. The achievement is not unique to England. Celtic did it just last season in Scotland, and added both domestic cups. AC Milan failed to lose in Serie A in 1991–92, a season in which it surrendered only 21 goals in 34 games with a lockbox defense featuring Franco Baresi, Paolo Maldini, and Alessandro Costacurta. But in the English top flight, there are still just the 2 Invincibles. For City to join them this season, it must negotiate a schedule that includes games far beyond Spurs' visit on Saturday. In the new year, it still has home games against Chelsea and Manchester United, and trips to Liverpool, Arsenal, and Spurs. And it must not lose focus even as it balances those fixtures with games in its chase for a bigger continental goal, victory in the UEFA Champions League. After 5 games this season, bookmakers were already setting a line on an undefeated season for City, typically about 40-1. This week, that line had fallen to more like 6-1. Coach Pep Guardiola has tried to cold water the chance at an undefeated season. "We are not going to break it," he told reporters recently, though he quickly added, "To stay unbeaten in the Premier League is something fantastic." But that was in early November. And as the wins have continued to mount, 15 in a row after Wednesday's 4-0 rout of Swansea City, and as the perfect season inches closer, Guardiola and Manchester City will not be able to avoid thinking about their chance at immortality and invincibility.